Um, what makes bunker more meta than dive would? Because dive was the last
Good
thing in two
question.
two two.
So dive, there are two compositions that are meta right now: dive and bunker.
Mhm.
Dive requires skill, therefore bunker will be more utilized more often. Basically, bunker beats a mediocre dive, and no one knows how to play dive well anymore at non-contenders levels for the most part.
Okay.
So bunker is going to be predominant, except for higher up, where you're going to have a mixture of bunker and dive.
Okay. Um, when you say higher up, you obviously mean GM and top 500, right?
Correct.
Okay.
You
Um,
can run like dive beats bunker. It just requires more effort and more coordination.
okay.
If I
So,
were to coach a team, I would want them to be good at dive and bunker, but in particular dive. But they, I mean, if you're not good at dive, it's going to take some effort. It's going to take some practice.
all right.
And when I say good at dive, I mean it's not just,
Good.
oh, okay, I jump on the target and that's it. No, it's you actually, you got to make sure you survive it. Make sure you know when to go in, go out, build up your ult charge, how to utilize your ults effectively. Take space, set
Mhm.
up the dive.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Would you say that there are any specific maps where even if you are mediocre at dive, you would prefer to have your team play dive instead of bunker?
Um, like if you lack space and you're trying to attack into something and you need mobility, then in that situation, dive can be better. For
Okay.
example, um,
The reason I asked that question is because I wanted to know if you would rather have your team play dive on Gibraltar or have them play bunker on Gibraltar.
you can play either one depending on what you're good at,
Okay.
but probably bunker on defense
Okay.
and possibly you can run either one on attack. Like bunker double sniper would probably be what the easiest composition to run on defense.
Okay. Um, what uh, what DPS duo would we use over? Hold on, let me rephrase that question because you probably just say run double sniper. In what situations would you run something other than double sniper?
Where you don't have the space for the snipers to be effective.
Okay.
Hmm.
And then you'd probably be running May and another DPS,
Farah,
obviously.
would Farah be decent?
You could run a Pharah with it, depending
Yeah.
on the situation.
I
Um,
really like running Farah Widow.
Pharah Widow is also a thing. I mean, it's very close to double sniper. It's just Widow and Pharah instead. You can run May Torb. You can run May Bastion. You can go May um, Junkrat. You can go May. Go other combinations of that.
Okay. Um, what's the most common support duo to use in bunker at least?
That's a good question. That has not been fleshed out yet on what's the best support duo.
Okay.
Um, there's going to be a combination of Mercy, Anna, Baptiste, and Zenyatta.
Okay.
That's what you're going to be running. One of the two of those. Which two depends on your composition and what you need and what
Okay.
you're going up against.
I can't remember what we run in Junkertown, but I think it was
Um,
Mercy Bap because we have the double sniper, so you have two targets to.
Mercy Bat makes a lot of sense.
Mhm. We have the Halt Hook War that we're trying to win because they're obviously going to be playing bunker. So I'm there to immortality on Baptiste, their hook target, and then we have two snipers for Atrality on Mercy to damage boost. So that's mainly what we've been running. If we're not running double sniper, we're uh we're probably running a Pharah. So we keep Mercy is the most common, like the common factor in our bunkers. But But when we don't run double sniper, we're running Farah. What's the other one? Farah.
Widow.
Farah
Yeah.
Ash.
Or with Ash. Oh, yeah, you can also go Fair Ash, yeah. You can
Fair.
also Ash May. You can also go, lots of variations of that. So Fair Ash, it's got some good things, got some bad things. But there are some pros and cons to the compositions,
Mhm.
partly of what you want your win conditions to be. Um, for example, Farah Ash gets you some nice poke,
Mhm.
but and it gives you some ability to survive dive fairly well, and it gives you decent range. But
That's
you
mostly what we
you
do with it.
lose on the suck hook pull combinations because if they're going another bunker themselves.
Mhm.
Because what May allows you to do is it gives you an extra cooldown to prevent that suck hooks, so that if your shift is ever on cooldown, or if you ever got a situation where your shield's going down, which happens a lot, especially if they go something like a Zenyatta on attack,
Mhm.
then you're gonna have the problem with easy picks for the that you can't really do anything about to stop those sucks a lot,
Mhm.
and your tanks can be vulnerable for that. Also, you have no defensive ult,
True.
so an easy way to break that as well is to EMP, Nano Blade. You're gonna be very vulnerable to the ultimates of the opposing team in those situations, where a Mei would be able to solve both of those problems. Um,
Okay.
you've got a better you had a better ultimate with Bob instead of the Sonic, like instead of Widowmaker wall hacks, and that's always good. Um, Barrage is a really awkward thing to use
Mhm.
depending on what they have. So I think on certain points, Farah Widow is great, especially like on a lot of King of the Hill maps. But I still think that the good dive beats it. Like the dive just focuses on the Widow, and then goes on your supports, Mercy and what?
That.
Yeah,
Bap or
Bat.
Ana. We switch those
So
two up.
your Widowmaker and your main support are vulnerable, and that's going to be the dive targets for that. And is Farah going to be able to get more value than your vulnerabilities are in that situation? And it really depends on how you play it, where you play it, and how you react to the dive. It's about making sure that you don't let their tanks get space,
Mhm.
and make sure you punish them as much as possible. The mistake would be to not focus their tanks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, since 222 is here, and before we had no roll limit. Ball was mainly used. Hammond was mainly used in triple DPS or quad DPS compositions. Where would you
Correct.
say he falls now?
You would use him in a dive comp if you want to counter a Sombra that's giving you too much trouble, or potentially a Bastion in a bunker.
Wait, run ball to counter Sombra?
Said no if they're not running
Wait.
the Sombra in
Oh,
that
if they're
situation.
not running the Sombra. Oh.
So yeah, but basically Winston is generally going to be better with your dive comps.
Okay.
It's usually better for dealing with very tough bunker compositions that you're just not getting any value out of the Winston. But with Diva and the Winston, you're generally probably going to be a little bit better with them
Okay.
than some other things. So Ball's kind of got a little hit, honestly. It's not nearly as strong as it used to be, unless you just happen to have a really good ball, and then you can make stuff happen that an average ball can't,
Okay.
or you just have a really bad Winston.
Um, I'm trying to think of more questions I can ask you.
Um.
I think that's everything I had on the top of my head. Let me see if anyone. I asked a trolley since he's not going to be here if there's any questions he wanted to ask. Nope, he didn't say anything.
World
Um,
of Bunker. And that's the reason why they're introducing the new hero. It's like, okay, man, this is gonna be World of Bunker. This 222 thing is just gonna make Bunker worse. Literally make a hero to deal with these bunkers. And I don't know if he does that to a degree or not, but basically, he is the Brigitte to Bunker that Brigitte was to death.
Fair enough.
I hope so.
What do you think of the new hero?
I don't know. I haven't played with him much. He looks cool. His ultimate looks fucking powerful as fuck. Like seriously. I think it's pretty slow charging.
It's actually
But
pretty
it's
fast
really
compared to
powerful.
everything. It's really it's really fast actually. 'Cause-
Especially if the enemy team's all grouped up and you get the AoE on them.
Oh yeah, even with the new 10% debuff to or nerf to all ult charges, it's really fast.
Fair enough. When I was testing him, it wasn't charging that fast. But if it depends on the situation. If it charges fast, then so be it. Then it's gonna be more effective. But his ultimate is really good.
I like the
He
way they
seems good.
did his ultimate too, and it does a flat damage. It does 50% of all of your health when you hit the ground,
hmm
instead of just like a flat or a flat number. It does a percentage, and it's 50% of current health. It's not 50% of your total health.
I thought it was total.
Pretty sure it's total. Are you sure?
Is it total? I'm probably mistaken if you're both saying that.
You would never kill anybody with the ultimate if it was current, right?
Oh yeah, because if it's current, then they wouldn't die.
It would never
Then
die.
no,
If they have
you-
2 health, they will get deal 1 damage.
Okay, then yeah, that actually makes sense.
Insane.
I like him. I like him a lot. I don't know the direction they've
You'll
been
like
taking-
him until you see him everywhere, and then you'll hate him.
True.
possibly.
But I've never really had a problem with. The only character I've always had a problem with was May. Everything
Well,
else.
guess what? She's meta now, boys.
Yeah, right.
Dude, I've always had a problem with Doomfist, Orisa, and
Well, guess what?
Roadhog.
You play all 3 right now.
No, it's terrible.
It's great. It's amazing. Like you get Roadhog and Orisa everywhere. You throw in some Doofus for flavor. Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yucky.
Don't you love playing this game?
Uh.
I do. I do.
Isn't you wanted goats dead? This is what you wanted. This is what you get.
Don't lock me in with those people. I love goats.
I know.
I
I know.
love goats, dude.
I like goats too.
It was
Widow
so much
meta.
fun.
Other people didn't want goats. They're like, okay, well, fine. Here, this is what you get instead.
I'd rather this
Bunker
than goats.
meta.
At least it's counterable.
is?
Counterable on Widow,
Goat-
at least.
Goats was.
Yeah,
counter-
Widow's really counterable to get past shields, right? Wait,
Just
what?
blank,
no, she's
lol.
not.
Just flank. Okay, the pine mindset. Only
Just
one
like,
person can do that, and he only did it once or twice.
Yeah, well, it's more counterable than goats.
Not really.
Not really. Not really.
At least with Icy it is. He breaks the shield, or like... And then Vin, like, sucks him above shield, and I click one of their
He
heads.
doesn't exist yet. Nothing. That's like saying, don't worry, guys. Goats will be counterable. Just wait for the second hero that we're working on. 6 months from now, he'll break it. But this
Icy's
guy
the
would've- This guy would have done the same to Ghost as he would the bunker, wouldn't he?
I think
Think
so.
about it.
I think so.
I think he just would have taken Reinhardt's spot, right?
Maybe not.
I don't know. We'll never know at this point.
Yeah. You never had a chance because people whined.
People complain the entire time. It was. I mean, I like the idea of roll queue and ladder, but for
Yeah, I do too. Roku and ladder is fine. I think it should be separate, like a separate ladder. That'd be fine. But with the current situation of like, okay, Overwatch is no longer, you build whatever comp you want. It's, limited composition based on roles. I think it's like, it's not Overwatch anymore, man.
you got a point.
I wonder what's going to be more fun to watch, goats or bunker in Owl.
Goats.
1,000%
Yeah.
goats.
Oh man,
I only enjoy watching Widow, so...
this is not your
Well,
game.
you're not going to enjoy watching Overwatch then.
No, I don't like it.
Go. I want the original vision of Overwatch. No role limit, no hero limit. Let's go.
Tracer, Winston, Lucio. Hell yeah.
Let's go. Let's
Hell
go.
yeah. I don't know. I don't know where we'll be in a couple.
Tracer,
months.
Winston, Lucio wouldn't do anything to goats right now.
100% wouldn't do anything to goats.
Exactly.
3 Reapers,
So,
3 Lucios.
But I don't think we'd be playing goats if we had no hero limits.
what would we be playing? I don't know. Let's find out. Let's try it out.
You got.
Come on, Kaplan, make it happen.
I'm not the captain. No, sir.
No, Kaplan.
Oh, Kaplan. Oh, okay. No, I don't want to see that timeline.
That's kind of spooky.
Having more than one Brigida in the same game or on the same team, I'm so good.
Just give me 4 Pharaohs and 2 Mercies. That'll break goats.
That's one hell of a dogfight. Oh my god.
No, that all on one team against goats. Make it happen.
That's easy. That's easy to do.
Exactly.
I don't
See?
even think
There's
you
your
need
counter.
I don't even think you need 4 Pharaohs. I think you just might need 2.
So there's your counter. You're the one limiting it. There's a hero limit, not because we have too many tanks. It's because we don't have enough Pharaohs. There's your counters. Your counters are built in the game.
Let's
Look
have
at how
more
creative you
Pharaohs.
can be with no hero limit.
Warbearers. Can't they just swap to Widow though and like click their head?
Well, yeah. They could have always swapped the Widow for goats.
Yeah, true.
Ever played Widow with 4 Pharaohs throwing rockets in your direction?
More Widows.
All right, cool. Let's swap the 3 Winstons. Let's go. There's your Overwatch.
Constantly switching.
That-
There'd be no ultimate game.
Literally.
That's what Overwatch is supposed to be.
True.
Swapping to the right heroes with certain ultimates, possibly making some certain swaps and to the points in the maps, depending on what your enemy team has. If any there's always that sort of counter swapping going on at high level Overwatch for the most part. Even
Mhm.
with goats, you would swap with different things.
Mm-hmm.
You might hold first point with one composition and second point with a different composition, and see they go something, and you third point with a different composition.
Bruh, I'm here.
What's up?
I live way too far away from work.
We haven't even started the VOD review yet. We've been asking questions, so.
That's fine. The only 2 people that I'm kind of upset that they're not here yet is Icy and Marky. Because Marky didn't give me any warning that he wasn't going to be here.
Oh yeah, Marky. I forgot he was here.
Did we ping him?
Yeah, I already messaged him. I DM'd him.
Let's go.
And I told him like
I forgot about him.
2 days in advance. I even told him that even when we decided we were gonna do VOD review Friday, I told him like when we decided our schedule for the week.
Okay. I didn't know.
Yeah. And then Icy, I don't know what that guy's doing.
He's asleep. I
He's
can tell you right
sleeping.
now. No, he's asleep. I'll tell you that right now.
He likes his little naps.
I took a nap too, but you know what else I did? I set a fucking alarm.
Icy does not wake up to alarms. Poor guy.
No, he sets his alarm at the time he's supposed to be somewhere. That's what he said yesterday. I set my alarm for 7. Bro, you haven't even warmed up yet. We got a game, dude.
Wait, we have a game? I didn't warm up either.
Not today.
No.
Oh,
Yesterday.
okay. Oh, yesterday. Okay.
All right, so I guess we go over video with you 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then Vin will show up here in a bit. He said he was also going to be late.
All right, do I pop it in VOD, I guess?
Yes. I already DM'd you the VOD that I want to look at first.
Boop.
So where did you guys go over, by the way?
Everything.
Everything?
The
Holy
answers to
shit.
everything.
Everything in 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm. We just need more widows.
Yeah, we should just flash back to 2016 and just make a team of 6 widows.
That's what we talked
That's
about.
pretty much the ending before you got here.
Except,
Oh, okay.
except that was never a thing.
It wasn't widows, it was Farahs.
Yeah.
Like they
think
always
we- I
had the
think we-
counter. The counter to goats was always there. It's just they didn't have. They have hero limits stopping it.
Yeah, they just need to flick the switch on.
Think of how creative Overwatch would be if you had no hero limit as your competitive format.
It'd be
No hero
strange,
limit, no roll
honestly.
limit.
I feel like people would abuse that and start stacking like abilities, right?
Yeah.
Like how it's already done right now. Where like
Just
for like
combo
AOE healing of
sweeps.
Brig and Lucio, like you'll just have more AOE healing. Maybe
Sure.
more shields.
Sure. Go with the AOE healing. Go to triple Lucio. Go ahead, and we'll just like go. So triple shields might be a thing. You're right. Absolutely, that might be a thing. Except if you go, multiple Sombra.
Ah ha ha. You're right.
EMP activated. Let me use my EMP to charge your EMP, and you'll use your EMP to charge my EMP.
No, just use three Sombras and 3 Doomfists.
Oh no. No.
And 0 heals.
Yeah, and 0 heals. Like just hack every health pack in the game, deny them of that. And yeah, it'll work somehow.
It's really
I think it'd be
scary.
pretty interesting. I think there should be a tournament, a no hero limit, no roll limit tournament with some actual cash on the line.
I'm surprised
I
they
think-
haven't been doing that at all. I know I've seen tournaments that do hero bans, and there's probably like after the 222 is enforced.
The
there's
tournaments
probably
that do hero bans are even more stupid than we currently have.
and then tournaments will probably have like the no hero limit, like after this is some of them will, like some special ones will. I've never seen any of them that have like an absolute no limit. There we go.
Projecting.
I'm guessing everybody's ready.
Yeah.
All 3 of you.
Would you rather me on Mercy, my dude?
Or 100%.
Let me just show you how it's done.
No one wants to play Mercy.
Okay.
You're already Mercy.
Support me. Hey, we don't get the credit.
All
we
right, which
deserve.
team are we? I think we're the blue team.
Top 5%.
Yeah, we're blue. I don't turn on ally health bars until like halfway in here.
These compositions look similar.
Yeah.
More
Very.
times where I'm on
Coming up.
call and Tim's on Tord.
Yeah, I'll play.
Well, I mean, it's like you're strong.
Is this the one where we hold?
I mean, I'm good at ball, but I mean, I
Yeah,
am
if it's scrims, then yeah.
good at other stuff.
All right, so compositionally, this isn't. This is about pretty standard. This was standard even before 222 lock. I will say that the Baptiste is the question mark. Whether or not he's the best, or Zenyatta's the best, or Anna's the best. You can make an argument for either one. I think on defense, that Baptiste can be pretty good. I think that on attack, that I like Zenyatta. So you get the extra shield pressure, you get the defensive ult, and I mean, you're not really going to be utilizing the healing all that much advantage with the Baptiste with the bunker.
I mean, I am.
You can also go dive against this, and I think it can probably be fairly effective as well. And the thing about dive on attack against your composition is that it snowballs really well. I haven't played Junkertown a whole lot recently, but theory crafting all this based on the map and based on how this map usually plays out, it's not a bad comp, but I think that a good dive is gonna be difficult to a degree, unless your Widowmaker is just popping the fuck off. But also, we'll see. We'll see. I think it's a nice solid composition in general. Oh, and again, Tell your VOD recorder, please turn on health bars. Please.
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
know.
I think I said that. It'll.
I'm just the top 500.
I turn it on like halfway through.
Okay, damage boosting Sly.
I forgot my hotkey for it.
They're gonna go for a
One
big
tip
pull
I
here.
will give you guys: I don't need both of you standing behind the shields. You guys need to create a crossfire.
The other widow scared me.
They have a widow top.
Yeah.
Oh, I just
Yep.
got yoinked.
All right. So let me make this really important here, okay? Orisa, who may or may not be here. I don't think he is. You don't go gold unless it's for the suck. You have to use it preemptively. You see the suck coming, and you use that gold so you don't get pulled up. Really important. It's okay getting pulled up to a degree. Just make sure you can't get hooked. And why that is important is because of this right here. You lose. If this should absolutely be dead now, you should lose. Baptiste trying to save your butt. Does a pretty good job of that, to be honest with you. But you should still be dead. And it's really important to make sure you have that straight away.
I think he thought the shield was against the wall.
Dog.
Nice. Get the hog,
Where's he
get the hog.
How is he not dead?
I have no idea. I don't know where Alonso is.
Oh,
He was too early. Thank God he made a mistake.
He's
Yankee,
standing
Yankee,
with the
Yankee.
Ursa, yeah.
I'm ready whenever. Oh.
Woo!
If,
I'll
Now he
immortality,
going.
immortality if you want to res him.
nope. Okay, go.
Back up.
I got
Go
hooked.
back.
So big thing here. Orisa, another mistake here. Make sure you don't die in a place that can't be res. You can't hold this corner where you're like right in front of them like that. You hold the back corner. The back corner is resable, basically where you died here. There's absolutely no advantage on staying in that particular area while they're already turning that corner. That makes sense?
Mhm.
So you make sure that you are in front of the payload here. You're making your stand here. That way, if you do die, you get like 2 good places you can res that. Make sure that you deal with the high ground and you're aware of those flanks while you're also flanking them. So you gotta be aware. Like, see how the Hanzo owns this high ground? That can't fucking happen.
Fuck, I got pulled.
Okay, out.
I killed 2 of them. And then I'm running.
So we can recontest.
They were hooking, and I couldn't do that there.
Wonder.
I was like deathly afraid here of being sucked.
I agree. You should be because here's coming. So
I know.
okay, you know it's coming. So don't stay there if you can. Try
I
to
know, I
go
like-
to the right.
I ran to the left and I was like, I'm gonna get hooked, but I can't peek.
There you go.
I'm going bottom.
Do you there, wall hacks? I'm just coming back from spawn now.
They res.
I got Rissa. Watch out. Oh, nice. I'm gonna pull. Oh, wait.
Nice.
Go here. Go here.
What the reason you win this fight is because their tanks hold into a position that's out of line of sight of their snipers. So their snipers are irrelevant and not in the fight, and your snipers are in the fight. That's the only reason you win this fight. They have very poor positioning on where they took this fight, while you had adequate positioning.
Yeah.
Where'd she
Look
go?
at the rush!
No escape.
He crouched behind the box. It looks so funny on my first.
No survivors.
He was just like crouching behind the box, like please.
Okay, when they get close, I'm gonna amp matrix.
I see a lot of sucks that has absolutely no possibility of being hooked. So are they for to set up our Widowmaker headshot? Are they for something? I don't know, because they're not being communicated.
Yeah, I don't think they were.
Like, Orisa's got like 2 main jobs. 1, put the shield in the right place, and 2, call out your sucks and put them in coordination with your team to get picks. This is really important. How experienced is our Orisa on Orisa?
That'd be a better question for Prince.
I have no idea, actually. I know that he feels a lot more comfortable playing Orisa over Winston currently.
Well, that's maybe meta dependent because they don't want to play Winston in this scrap. Well, I mean, unless you go full dive, but still. The reason I asked that is because I see a lot of people saying, "Oh, like that," realize that bunker is the meta a lot, and then they go bunker and okay, I go Orisa, but I don't see very many good Orisas. Like there aren't very many of them because they didn't practice Orisa for the last year or so. They've been practicing Reinhardt, and before that, maybe some Winston, and maybe some Ball very, very recently because they said fuck goats. But not a lot of them have a lot of practice on Orisa. And they think, oh, Orisa, I just sit here, put my shield here, and just lazily shoot in a direction at their shield and suck whenever the fuck I feel like it. And I get a feeling that that isn't necessarily entirely the case here, but it's closer to the case than it should be. Make sense?
He usually calls. But I think
Yeah,
Icy and I were meeting at the time.
She's right side. Where'd that go?
So that's why it's also a very important thing to basically for somebody to call clear comms.
It can be, or just, when they call a suck, listen to it. It's pretty easy.
That too.
Pulling this, pulling that. Now, also understand that right now, while we're going for this res, we are allowing them angles. Look at the angles that we control right now. I'll give you a hint. It ain't any. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because their Widow's setting up on coast.
And look at our Baptiste. Completely oblivious. Now our Widow is down, and then she's taking the opportunity to rotate. So a good double sniper team on attack here is going to have Widow go coast, they're going to have Hanzo go left, and they're going to have their tanks push middle. And you have to have a plan for what you're going to do about that. Make sense?
Yep.
Right now, you don't really have one. Like, the shield's not in a terrible spot. But if it goes down, you've got, like, a porta potty to hide behind, and that's about it.
When you get your shield up, they pulled you too far. I'm still gonna do it.
Look at that. If that Widow could hit a headshot,
fire
like, 4 people would be dead.
Behind us.
Yeah, left, Hog, I can see him.
Our Widow's challenging their Widow. That's good. But if the Widow was smart, she would have just not challenged the Widow and gone after the free kills on this angle here. Like, they're literally free kills.
Hog and Hanzo. Hanzo's flanking.
Flying Orisas.
The nano hog.
I like it when Orisas fly. It's kind of
4
funny.
seconds
We all
till
do.
res.
Flying elephant.
I'm scared. Neutrality. The hog was chasing me.
Hog, are you here?
Yeah, he's here.
What is
Mortality
half
down.
on the back
Mortality
line?
down.
I'm looking for you under. I can't poop you right now.
And what you see here is just their snipers just picking 1v1s with the wrong people. It's like, hey, my Hanzo's going to shoot to someone that's not even there. My Widowmaker is going to try to headshot a Roadhog. My tanks are going to go on some other targets. Their target focus is really bad here. I don't think they've used a single anti-nade, despite the fact that they're the one running Anna. A lot of this, you should have lost this multiple times already. You're doing a good job pulling it back. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to take that away from you. But this attacking team is not taking advantage of many of these opportunities and letting you do a lot of things that you should not be getting away with.
Wait, so there's
I poke.
I think I might have grabbed the wrong Junkertown. Because the other the Junkertown that I was wanting to do was a lot closer.
Hanzo,
But I
was
think
it the
this
one that
one
we
we
got
first-
wrecked?
I think this one we first we fell held.
The attack one was really like when we were on attack. It was really close.
Okay.
Watch the res on that one.
There we go.
Anna behind
Hey.
you, Anna behind you, I see.
What the
there.
fuck?
Hogs one.
There we go. You're not dying this time, buddy.
I'm gonna pull.
You can pull again. Keep pulling.
Yeah, they're behind the shield. Wait. Pull the widow.
By the way, your
Okay,
immortalities
we're
are
communicating
absolutely
these
insane.
now.
Yeah, you're getting value out of the Immortality Field. I like it a lot.
No shield,
Well,
no
more
shield.
so than most
They're gonna pull
Baptiste.
Oh.
Then I got
Yeah,
pulled. I was trying to get
Until
out.
that happened.
I can't get
There's the one.
Say Immortality this!
Killed Ursa.
out. Right? I was spamming my E button
Shield
right
broke.
there.
Shield broke. Whenever you
Hey,
can pull the
Riz,
person on the left.
Hey, Riz. I'm coming back. They have walls.
I pulled.
Widow's looking down all the way down main.
And you see here that if they ever fucking use this left flank, you're fucked. Like, ever. But they just don't.
All the way down main.
Oh my.
Like, you got wall hacks now, but, like, they never use this left flank. They never pressure with it.
I'm trying to run.
Fuck, she's won.
I was kind of watching it because I have
I'm angry
PTSD
myself.
from Hanzo's.
Good.
Over there.
You should, but you can't watch left and right, and that's what you're apparently giving yourself responsibility to do.
Yeah, you have to.
Am I right?
You have to communicate like angles you're going to be taking with Icy.
Yeah,
Just, like.
A few times I said I'm watching right for Widow, and I knew she was over there.
that's fine. Then someone needs to make sure that left is clear, and they should be able to make sure that if you're not doing that, that you die.
He's dead.
I'm gonna pull.
Where is Widow?
That's unfortunate. You have res? We're resing, we're resing. You can touch, you can touch.
Touch.
Where's the half?
Dado.
I think you've been able to get every res you ever wanted off.
I have Valk in 3 seconds.
Where's Widow?
Mortality up.
What
Coming
up,
over.
Peter? I have a match for you.
Mercy.
I'm getting pushed back into.
Is that a melee kill on your butt?
Stay on, stay on,
I
stay on.
didn't notice her.
Yeah,
She
right.
got us
She's
all
got
nice.
it. She's still on the next side.
Mercy got.
I'm anti, nothing I can do.
There's an anti. It only took him to like the last fight to make it happen.
Immortality up.
Almost
Then I
there.
get immortality.
Where's Widow? Second
Yep.
shooter.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You had some pretty. Yeah, we got pretty nutty here.
What is this shit? How did that this is bad on. How did that kill you?
I got boot.
It leave the widow completely alone up there.
Pulling a
Widow's
second.
right
Zero respect for the widow. Oh, there we go. Finally something.
Immortality on point.
Okay, I have hook, I have hook, I have hook.
What is up top? What is up top?
I'm gonna
They
pull.
never kill the immortality either. It's not, that's not behind shield, is it?
Go. No,
That's a really
I don't think
strong
it is.
hold. Holy shit.
Screw that was my poop. That was all me.
I help.
Now, it was good that you did that. Good you didn't give up.
What about?
But
oh,
they
okay, my
should have just
immortality.
pressured a lot harder on that. Just taking flank angles. Get around that shield.
Hey,
Bro,
I rezzed you so you can immortal.
That's how you do it, Vitality.
So,
I don't
that
know,
was it.
neutrality. They're belt killed
have
too.
that.
Okay.
All right, so similar composition, except they're running the Ana instead of the BAP, and we're running the BAP on attack here, and same comp.
Oh.
That right there, they've been doing that shit since Junkertown's been a thing.
Yeah.
No excuse.
Yep.
She up there again?
They're gonna do this shit again.
I can-
Here we go again, CJ.
Oh, this is my lag moment.
Oh, this was insane. She was lagging so bad that she would shoot someone, and then about maybe a full second later they would die.
They have a diva.
Favor the shooter.
I need heals.
Where's Widow? I clipped it. It was really
Oh,
funny.
no, she's playing like brown.
She time shield.
Try and pull.
Shield
Whatever.
broke, shield broke, their shield broke. Oh, they're running diva.
What?
They're not running hog.
Fuck.
So with the Diva, it means that they're not going to be able to hook you. Obviously, that's good, but they're also going to eat your sucks a lot more effectively, and that's okay to an extent. Now, one thing I'd like to see here is I want us to go with these flanks, because if they don't have anything to deal, if they don't have a Roadhog, that means the flanks are going to be much more open to us. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
She was looking at me.
I think I think there's a video out there somewhere or something like that where they were talking about how you basically kind of want to
I'm gonna amp.
um
Oh, she hit it.
make almost like a fork shape when you're like when you're on the attack.
He was actually one.
Widow half.
Hanzo's 1-2. Hanzo's 1-2.
I'm sure there's a video in there somewhere about that, but yeah, if you draw it out, I guess it kind of looks like a fork.
Yeah.
You just
Okay.
like this left side flank, top left. Both teams don't know it fucking exists apparently. Why?
Diva.
Someone's on cart.
That's Anna.
Oh, never mind.
There's a Widow
Where's the
behind us
Widow?
on me.
Oh, yo.
Oh, shit.
And now the widow kills everyone.
Going for that.
Aw. Give me that.
I was like laughing at
Oh
one
my
and
gosh.
she was popping me in the nose.
Dude, she like grappled me with the mercy
Yeah, she
pocket,
went
okay?
fucking combat widow.
Okay, we're without our widow right now.
Oh shit, they're up top. They're up top. They're up top. Icy. Here,
Yo,
come up
watch
here.
this
Icy. I'll
dragon.
immortality you. I immortality.
Oh, watch this dragon. Watch this dragon.
Yeah,
Watch
balls.
this dragon.
Marissa's got no force.
Oh, yeah.
Stay on point. Stay on point. Stay on point.
Oh, I had their.
Keep on, keep on, keep on.
I'm asleep.
Risa.
Headshot Diva.
no immortality, no immortality.
This is dead.
I have amp though, I have amp.
Oh, yeah.
Widow's up top.
Rezzing.
Going flanking. I'm flanking.
Resing. You can pull. You
This
can
is
pull.
a roll.
Hunters on the stairs.
Why is there shield not on the payload here?
I think he missed.
Oh my gosh, how did I miss that?
No, we don't. It's not. I mean, second point's kind of a roll, but like,
The third point is when
I
he
want to know. I
stuck.
want to know what this fight is, real quick, because I want you guys to see this from the perspective.
Get this rest, right?
From my perspective.
This fight that's coming up next?
Diva top.
Yeah. Unless you guys cap it, and it's not the fight that I'm thinking of.
I don't see how you don't cap this.
No, we capped this. That's the other
Oh
type
yeah,
of
you
time
guys
we can
capped
do
this.
it.
Yeah.
Okay, they have everyone but.
Okay, it
Diva,
was a
so
different.
it's
It was a
fine.
different script. It was a different time we played.
Yeah.
Done now.
I was lagging on the other
But we
junker.
don't full
Come on.
cap.
Then it's new.
We don't full cap
They're
this
not
one.
bomb.
I have no
We get
shield.
stuck.
Yeah, I thought I picked out the one that was a lot closer. But
They're not killing it for whatever. Okay, now it's down. No immortality.
it's whatever. We can get stuff.
This is literally Limp Bizkit rolling right now.
Okay, I'm pocketing Widow.
No
right
immortality.
now.
No immortality. I got pulled into it.
Oh, yep, that's gonna
I'm gonna
happen.
go res.
Oh.
No. Reset.
Never mind. No.
We're leaving. We're out of here.
I don't know why we supercharged. They know you're there.
Yep.
Yeah,
Honestly, I think dive is really fun.
The Sonic arrow don't.
Yeah, we did. Did we? We didn't even ult, did we? I mean, we didn't even use dragons.
No.
You should have used dragons to get some space here. So, and then once you have the space, you can utilize it to surround and conquer. You have a lot of ults here. That said, this is the time to go dive, 100%.
I think that's
I'm-
what we said too.
Yeah,
Like,
I
Actually,
actually
go
said it.
dive.
You see your ults here. Screw the ults. You go dive and you win.
We can.
I mean, we're outdoing them on this time.
But we don't really
If we get
we haven't
at 2
practiced
minutes, maybe, or 2 minutes and 30
dive a
seconds,
whole lot, and that's what I'm gonna try to focus on the next scrim. Is trying to focus on
Oh, that was so.
playing some dive because we're not too experienced on it.
That's exactly what I anticipated.
Give me.
immortality. You have immortality. Play confident.
I like that.
Okay.
Good
You
call.
can pull this corner here.
Sorry.
Hey, look, we have space now. Hey, look, our widow's dead
Pistol
now.
with him. I believe
Diva.
it. Go Charlie.
No immortality.
I believed in him.
I couldn't see it.
I believed
1
in the
second
boom
till
boom.
rest. I'm not gonna do it.
Now you could have, you should have won that fight. Let me go back a little bit.
We can.
It's probably because of my pistol
we're
whipping call.
outdoing them on this comp, so I don't know, but if we get at 2 minutes, maybe, or 2 minutes and 30 seconds, if we haven't moved the payload much, it's fine.
I'm gonna res
Yeah,
that.
you can really
Oh, that was so.
Okay, I'm going lower. They have walls.
Give me.
So I like this setup a lot. I like this a lot. We set up the Baptiste. I think it could have been a little bit angled, a little bit more better to toward the enemy team as they backed up. But I like the immortality field. I like the idea here. We use this to get a lot of space. I love it.
Immortality. You have immortality. Play confident.
I don't think that the Hanzo ult works well with this, unless you get this at the same time. So what you can do here is you can use Hanzo ult at this angle first, right? And then you Baptiste with the Immortality Field in main. So you cut off their retreat with the Hanzo ult. And then you blow them up if they stay still. So they're damned if they do, damned if they don't. That make sense?
That's so big brained. Yeah.
You have to set it up with the slower moving ult first, which is the Hanzo ult.
Yeah.
Okay. You can pull
Kind
this
of
corner
missed
here.
its
Oh,
target
top
anyway.
left, go to top left. Pistol whip him. Go. I believe you.
Diva.
Go Charlie.
So we're doing pretty good here. Diva Bomb was a pain in the butt here. We didn't really communicate their ults at all. So we didn't realize this was coming. We don't have a plan for it. And then we get stuck in the open here. As simple as that. We need to be aware of what their ults have and what we're going to do about it. And then I want us to own the high ground with our snipers. And Baptiste. I want both snipers and Baptiste to own the high ground.
Okay.
If we own the high ground, the snipers can't get angles. Snipers can't get angles. Their only win condition is Diva Bomb. If we only have to worry about one Diva Bomb, then we can make sure that we use our shield effectively for this. But the when they do have this situation, how do you avoid it? How do you avoid this Diva Bomb? Anyone give me an answer?
We could have played on the left side of the cart and then use that doorway that's under that lip right there.
Not bad. Not the right answer.
Run in front of the shield or. Run
Yep,
in-
yep. Go press W. Everybody presses W. Really simple. Really easy.
No immortality.
That baby diva's in the middle of our team too.
Where was it? I couldn't see it.
1 second color as I'm not gonna do.
So in that situation, if you don't know where it is, have someone have the confidence to tell the team where to hide in that situation. It's difficult. It really is. But if you're in if you have like a shot caller or something that's confident knowing where that ball's going to be, where that bomb's going to be based on where we're going to be, just be confident. Say, everybody run forward, press W, go forward, go forward, go forward. The second you see the bomb going on, I want to know the trajectory of that bomb in your head as it's reaching its apex, not as it's coming down. That makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
And you say, okay, press W, press W, press W, focus on this, let's kill people we're doing it, use a shield behind us as cover. Just say, press W and then be confident in it. In this case. And now we're like, okay, well, maybe dive is better. Well, yeah, we used all our ults, we didn't do shit, we go dive. The problem is we're going dive into what? Ultimates. In particular, the Zenyatta ultimate, which is going to make your dive a lot weaker. That's why it's important to go dive in the last fight, if you're not going
So are we
to
going dive,
win this
saying
fight.
Oh,
Yeah, we should dive. We just committed.
don't
last
res it,
time.
I'm switching. I can't really do much with that. I did nothing.
What are we for dive for healers?
On a Lucio, or unless you want.
Should I go with Sombra?
On a Lucio.
Yeah, probably Sombra or Tracer. Tracer would be good too.
What's so much higher?
Cyber dive!
Really good.
Sombra would work.
I'm gonna try and dive there.
Oh,
I have pulled.
I'm giving you a charge. Oh.
That's a rip.
What happened there?
Pull.
What, you weren't even. Were they pulled?
Yeah, they pulled. You can see the Orisa assist.
But even then, like, just be aware that's a thing.
He ulted and I teleported back because I was in the ult and my thing was also in the ult.
Oh, you didn't put your.
Where was your translocator?
Like at spawn. It was at spawn.
Why do you have your translocator at spawn?
Because I was coming out of spawn.
I don't know.
Okay.
Sonic Arrow's right there.
I need
We need to dive top right.
I'll
Okay,
get you in.
we're going with you.
Really important for Diva to expect that. Like, if you poke out, they're going to be doing that, especially if they Hanzo arrow that, but it's not a big deal.
I have no.
A lot of
This
damage.
is what I was talking about earlier. The reason why everyone sucks at dive is because their tanks don't know what the fuck to do to create space. I need you to be able to take space without dying, and tanks nowadays just don't know how to fucking do that. Like right now, Winston's almost dead. Diva's almost dead. I like the attempt trying to get there, but you have to work your way to get that. As long as we keep him up, it'll be fine. But if you keep him alive, this is creating some space. But you took a lot more damage than you needed to there.
Damage. Oh my god.
And yeah,
Yeah.
Where's
did I predict it?
Halo?
Diva, no, never mind.
You ready?
Hanzo though?
So the Diva has to make sure they matrix the monkey going in there, especially any sucks. You make sure you eat every suck in the world. You're fucking Pac-Man. They're the power pellets. Make it happen. And you create the space. You stay alive. You build up the nano. You get the DPS to get behind them and do their thing. Either pressure the snipers or pressure the tanks.
We have
Build
to
up your
I'm
ults.
gonna harass or whatever. Real quick.
Stay alive.
Never mind.
See if and see if you can get either on their Ana or they don't have an Ana. They got Zenyatta or a sniper in that situation. Zen does have his ult, but forcing it out isn't a bad thing.
I have Nano. What are you? 83? Nano Blade is our win condition. Nano Blade is our win condition.
I don't think we called cooldowns this game either.
I don't think you called a single ultimate on their side either.
Yeah, no ultimates, no cooldowns. One of the things about dive that we can do to take advantage of the situation is like if Widow just used Hook,
Mm-hmm.
Diva used Fly, like those are easily like punishable people because they can't. There's no way they can get out until
Yeah.
until their cooldown gets back up.
Absolutely true. Like you got to talk about cooldowns, and you got to talk about their ultimates. And yes, it's like okay, Nano Blades are win condition. Okay, our Sombra has had a fight and only 20% ult charge, so I don't know what she was farming on, but it wasn't much. It needs to be. But we do have Nano Blade going up. That's gonna be good. The problem is Nano Blade. Okay, well, they go Diva Bomb and Trans, and then now what?
So do you think in this scenario that it would have been better just to keep the double snipers to just change the tank and healer lineups to more dive?
No. Double sniper would suck here. You had a chance in the first fight with what I told you about, but dive is the correct answer here. You just need to make sure that you don't feed them fucking ults before you swap to dive. That's a problem. You fed them ults before you swap to dive, and then you have to get those ults out of it or build up your own ults, and that's why you're stalling. And Nano Blade's good, but they have the tools to deal with it right now. And you gave it to them. Make sense? So you have to understand that Transcendence is much more important. Sorry, Transcendence. EMP is much more important than just a Nano Blade. You have to work toward your ults here. If you're an ult disadvantage, then you have to build up your ults and force ults out of them. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Trans, but I'll try and
Widow, stop right.
I'll try and combo them so that they.
Oh, we almost hit now, boy.
That wall.
I'm just gonna go in. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I almost killed her.
DMing you. No DM.
That's not bad. It's not bad at all. I like this. It's not. That was a lot better. It was a lot fucking better way of getting space than the first time. And you try to build up the space as you can. I don't know why we jumped on that instead of necessarily Zenyatta on the other side there, but you know that's okay too.
At the drop. I'm gonna jump.
Okay, we have Nano Blade. Do we want to do it?
Whenever you're ready.
No, I fucked it
Diva
up.
hacked. Diva has bombs. She's hacked right now.
Reloading.
Push it.
So you have to know that they're gonna trans, you're gonna Nano Blade, you're gonna fuck it up, and if you fuck it up, then what? What's your plan? What do you do?
Play for EMP.
Like, what was everyone else's job during the Nano Blade?
No idea.
Anyone?
No idea. I'm not
That's a
even
problem.
gonna lie.
If anything, what we could have done to at least help with our blade a tiny bit is our Sombra could have gone to the backline and try to hack either the Diva or the Zenyatta, predominantly the Zenyatta.
It's really difficult to hack where the Diva is. 'Cause all the Diva has to do is just swing over to you and shoot you really
Diva
easily.
is
to stop
hacked
you.
right now. Well, she was during the thing.
Which is fine. But the big thing is like a good diva should be able to stop you from hacking someone around her. That's the reason why you'd run a diva, to stop with that situation to a large extent. But also, the diva and the hack isn't the big factor here as much as it says Zenyatta there. So you want to force that transcendence out of them without necessarily using both your nano and your blade. So what you could have done was you could have Genji bladed, just regular Genji bladed on the Zen, force the trans, back the fuck out, and then Nano Winston inside, and regress from there. Make sense?
Yeah.
Because I guarantee you, 9 times out of 10, that Zenyatta is going to pop his trans for the Genji blade. So if he's going to pop the trans with the Genji blade, and you can't get value with the Nano blade through trans, you can if you're a good Genji, really good Genji, but if you don't feel confident in doing that, then just pop the trade blade for trans and then engage with nano. Make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Diva, die.
Like I know where to go. I tried and
All right. So we got some EMP charge out of that at least.
Yeah, I think I was Sonic Arrowed and I had to run away. keep getting hit with all the reveal abilities.
Then,
There's my complaining.
Shelby got EMP for your almost.
How
there.
dare he use his cooldowns?
I know, right?
Okay.
Let me just click things. That's all I can do.
Nice,
You tanked it for me.
I have no DM, no DM, no DM.
Monkey, if you have no DM, why are you going in there by yourself? Like, it's not the worst thing in the world. You got the Mega there, but if they wanted to, they should have pressured you really hard. All you had to do was fly into there. Like, that was dangerous. But we're setting it up now. Let's go.
Fine.
No, not
Where's the
again.
widow? Where's the widow?
Back.
What's our engagement here? Monkey's jumping. I hear a Widow. Are we jumping on Widow? Are we asking, are we ready to jump? Like, we're not communicating how we're setting up this dive at all. We're going in different areas. Genji doesn't look like he's ready to engage. Sombra isn't anywhere ready to engage. And he's already used his cooldowns. So, what was that? What's our plan in this fight? What ultimate do they have? How are we going to use our ultimates? What are we going to do? What's our win condition? None of this is being called. See what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Why? You mean I'm giving you questions and pointing out stuff. Give me some answers.
We don't really have a plan here, or at least from what I've heard. I wasn't in this one. I was the one recording it, but I don't think we had a plan going into.
We didn't have a plan. Someone said go dive,
So-
and we went dive.
Yeah, I can only really
And do you
play
think
with
that
Widow.
dives don't require plans?
I mean,
Every composition requires plans.
dive needs the most plans. And we weren't.
I
doing
would
it.
argue goats might need more of a plan than dive, but it's close. It's important, absolutely important.
Go back. Yo, I'm bombing, I'm bombing.
Get D.Va, get D.Va.
We're just doing right now. We're playing
D.Va,
solo.
yeah.
queue.
Yep,
D.Va on Mega.
that's
D.Va
exactly
on
what I'm
Mega.
watching.
Get the diva.
Nice.
Mega
I'm gonna
heal.
hack this Mega real
On
quick.
point.
Oh,
This diva is like missing every suck, like just before it, like just after it actually goes off. It's very frustrating. Make sure that you get those sucks on those eaten like before they go off.
Widow behind shield.
Oh,
Hanzo on top, Hanzo on fidget, Hanzo on
And don't be afraid to call it out. You see a big green ball floating over you, say, okay, you know, Orisa suck coming in, or watch out for pull, whatever you want to say.
Hanzo on fidget.
Hanzo's hacked right now.
Okay, let's start the backline. Go, go, go. Get Zen, 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 Zen.
I can't see you, Vin.
I'm deflecting for you.
Okay, you're just missing your Lucio right now.
Okay, do you have blade?
Watch.
I need control over this fucking high ground. We're dive, damn it. We have numbers. Control the high ground. Tanks. This guy should not be able to do anything on fidget. Make sense? What do you win when? What happens when you win?
They die.
You get space.
Oh.
Take fidget. Take fidget spinner.
Take the prime real estate. It's free real estate. It's free real estate.
Watch out for
Hanzo
the-
won.
So,
We can EMP Nanoblade. Can you get it?
I don't have mech yet, I don't have mech yet.
Okay.
Heals.
I don't know what that was.
Okay, I have mech now.
I'm revealed right now. I can't do anything.
Reloading.
Eating.
You have blade.
Who are we going on here?
We didn't call it.
Do you see everybody fan out and find a dance partner?
Pretty much.
Right after this?
Who's back there? Some tried to get out, I guess.
Quick bongo.
Okay, there's two.
No, Sombra's back here on the Orisa.
Yeah, I had Widow ult on me.
Oh, okay.
That was a terrible EMP, I know.
Did we call the EMP?
No.
Yeah,
yes,
we did.
Oh, you did. Okay.
We did?
but
I didn't
Right
hear
after I said right after trans I'm gonna EMP.
it. Okay.
yep.
That was quick.
And you need to. It's not a bad idea to have a plan like that. You need to reevaluate your plan as the time comes. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So saying, I'm going to do this when this happens. Stuff happens before that happens, right?
Uh-huh.
And
Like
and you
everyone
can't
died.
ignore that stuff that happens before that happens, and just continue with your original plan. You have to reassess
It
it.
was a good plan, okay?
It was a good plan if nothing changed in that situation. As you see in the kill feed, lots changed.
should have just. We should have stopped.
And the Genji ult too. Oh my! This is how you throw
It's-
away.
Well, it was last fight.
Yeah. Okay. Good point. Okay. You're right. You're right. You're just gonna pop off. They're like, yeah.
On call. Never mind, that was last fight. But I mean, we still beat them by a lot.
All right, I have next one.
Make sure you take space though. Really important with that. Okay. I got your link. What is this about?
Like I
Right.
literally.
This one is 222 enforced. So we're playing more divey comps on this one.
Forest.
Wait, which
What?
map is it?
Oasis.
Ooh.
We played
The last match we did too.
Yeah, the last one was 222 Locktail.
Oh yeah, the Junkertown one was 222, right?
Yeah, that was the like start
Shit.
of when we started doing it. Now you get to see my wonderful camera work.
I think so. I don't really. Yeah, definitely.
Before we do this, usually 2 of our maps we normally do ball. But
I don't know how we're gonna do ball now if it's 2-2-2.
yeah, but I could be ball and he could be whoever.
Oh wow, this one's quiet.
Winston ball is fine as well.
I record it quieter, okay, Prince? I'm not as
No, you should record it loud so
bad.
we can turn it down later.
Ball is pretty. Ball is pretty. Ball is
Let me
good.
turn up the volume.
Yeah, you can turn it up, I think.
Usually win when I'm ball this map, and then ball on the big.
All right.
Turn
So
it-
we blue team, right?
Red.
No, red.
No, we're running this.
Never mind, I can't.
Okay. Red.
I literally can't go on it. By the way, it's not letting me.
All right. So why Farah over Genji?
Because it's a comfort pick.
Okay.
Like OWL teams run ball in
I literally can't go on it. By the way, it's not letting me.
Because I'm on a.
No, like it's not letting me go here.
Right, they're running the Farah again.
What are we doing?
I turned the health bar on at some point.
Yeah,
Mercy's half. Mercy's half. I'm getting countered. I'm getting countered. Reloading. I can't hear anything.
Oh, I turned up my Chrome and I can hear stuff now.
I can hear it. Maybe I
Holy
just
shit,
have
man.
everything really loud.
Vin, there's the link is in VOD. By the way, we have a couple of things to go over your tank play.
All right.
Make sure you call every suck you do, and every suck has a possibility of being followed up on. Simply really important for Orisa. It's like Orisa 101. You do not skip that ever.
All right.
For almost any reason, unless you're going to solo kill it yourself, and you know you have no follow up, and you know it's going to get value anyway, which I didn't see much happening of. And make sure that you take space on dive without getting blown up too much, and you communicate everything you do on Winston. Okay, tell me when you're jumping in, where you're jumping in, making sure that you know what follow up you have available, when you're jumping back out, when you need heals, when you're gonna be pressuring something, when you're gonna bubble something.
All right.
If you want to see some really good communication from high caliber tank play, I highly suggest watching Fusion's stream. His communication is one of the best. Hopefully he got some his Winston VODs or something back there that he's been scrimming. If not, just you see lots of Orisa then. But definitely really important because you're the tip of the spear. And if the tip of the spear doesn't clearly have the rest of that spear behind it, then it's just a broken arrowhead.
Yeah.
Prince,
Help me! Don't leave me, Vin. Or
Prince,
Don't go back.
if I'm pressuring the Farah, you should be pressuring the Ana. I can take up the Farah's entire time and still get rockets somehow. Try
Hey,
and
the
go for
diva,
Farah.
get the diva, get the diva.
I had like a huge conversation here while this fight's still going on that I felt like it wasn't a part of the fight. What was that about? I can barely hear it a little bit, but I felt
Oh,
like
I
it
was
kinda-
okay. If you wind it back, I'm playing Anna, and it's me and Atrality. Atrality's on Mercy, and I get a pick on someone. I think I'm getting dove by Diva. There's not very many of them on the points. I think it's just Diva and one
Mhm.
other person. And Diva comes at me. Atrality comes to help me out. I demech her, but then Atrality leaves me at half health to fend off a baby Diva, and I have no cooldowns. He just leaves.
Okay.
And I'm like, dude,
So-
stay with me, stay with me, and he still leaves me.
Okay, that's fine. Stay. Make sure that if that gets resolved, you don't talk about it that moment. You
Mhm.
talk about it after the point. Okay, just make
Okay.
sure.
Okay. I was just so blown away by it. I
You
couldn't.
make dumb mistakes.
Yeah.
You're even.
Monkey half, get down. Fuck that shit. Who is the focus target? Make sure who is okay. If someone says something, who's the main target caller?
Usually it's me. But like,
Okay.
I'm playing Tracer right now. So I'm basically just listening to our Pharah, calling out a target.
Farah's
Our
good.
Mercy called a target too.
Okay, this is what happens here. Okay. All right, you need to have someone actually wear the pants. Okay. So you had 3 people calling targets. I'm assuming your Winston probably called out targets at some point too. That'll make it 4. So you need to know which of these 4 do you listen to over the others. I don't give a fuck about being on the perfect target. I care more about making sure we're all on the same target. Make sense?
Mhm.
So in pharmacy compositions, especially with Pharmacy Dive, I like Farah wearing those pants. Compositionally. I also really love having our main tank wearing those pants. In a lot of compositions. Most compositions even. But it also has to be the right person. Someone that's makes those decisions correctly, is comfortable with it, is comfortable with getting all the glory when they're right, and stepping up and owning it when they're wrong. So you need to figure that out, who it's going to be, and make it consistent. So the next time you see your Mercy and your Farah call out something, you know to listen to your Farah, not your Mercy. Even if your Mercy has a slightly better target. Make sense?
Yeah.
Now, it does not mean that your Farah is going to ignore your Mercy. Whoever has those pants is going to make a decision. They get a suggestion from someone, and they have the obligation to respond to that call out. If Farah says, go on X, and Mercy says, no, Y is low, Farah either defers to her judgment, if she thinks it's a bit better idea, or she says, shut the fuck up, listen to me, go on this guy. Not exactly like that, but just reiterates going on X.
Yeah.
That way we know, regardless of what Mercy sees, regardless if objectively she's correct, we're all following the same plan. Make sense?
Oh, monkey. Monkey's up.
Oh, okay.
Sleeping? Do not wake up the monkey. I swear.
Ooh. Them.
Yes. Let him take a nap. He's tired. He has long.
Did you hear what I said, Prince?
Yeah, I did. I could find her. Call the diva.
Dano's
I'll try
going-
and call her out, but like, do your absolute best to focus Diana, because I can take up the Farah's time and still get an occasional rock every now and then.
Okay, Nano's going to Vin.
Find her. Let me know what that information is, okay?
Nano's going to Vin.
Honest main.
They should have EMP bomb here. You
Yeah.
gotta be careful on that.
Hey, we're talking about ults for the first time in forever. I like it. You think they have EMP bomb? I think you said, and
Nice. I said EMP. He said bomb. I actually don't
Okay.
know. I don't know if Diva used bomb. I don't know how her ult.
She had to have used bomb.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
just don't know
So-
where. I'm just scratching my head at it.
the problem is you're ignoring the barrage, you're ignoring the nano, and you're ignoring the Mercy ult.
Yeah.
So talking about ults is step 1, and you can't do any other step until you do step 1. I like it. We talked about it. Now let's go for step 2 and make sure our ults are accurate. Okay.
I'm gonna go fight.
And then what's step 3?
Action?
What the hell are you gonna do about it?
Oh, yeah, plan.
You can't get to step 4 and profit until you have step 3 and 2 and 1. Step 4 is my favorite, but you just can't skip to it.
Gotcha.
Oh, the monkey went all the way around his R spawn. He knows where we're at.
Okay, I'm
That
fighting
pillar.
Pharah. Yeah, see, they can't deal with it. They have to deal with it.
That EMP though, I'm gonna EMP Anna in particular. Fuck her.
I got solo.
And then Winston's like, "You said there were people here. Where are they?"
Oh, dude, yeah, you're right. We were diving them in the back, and damn.
No heals, no heals. She was hacked.
I like the proactivity on this dive, by the way. I like it a lot. Don't let them set up a dive.
Mercy one, Mercy one.
Focus
Sick
Pharah.
bait.
I'm hacked. Hey, I got hacked.
Pick me, Vin. Pick me, Vin.
That's not a peek. It's a sleep.
I'm not gonna res, but yeah, I'm just.
Nice 99% though. Wait, did we nano? Oh, they wasted nano. Yeah, they did. So, what do they got? They got nothing, pretty much.
No,
Maybe a monkey ult soon.
Diva bomb. Oh
Maybe
wait,
a
never
Diva
mind.
bomb.
That's
If it's-
baby Diva. That's baby Diva.
Yeah.
You don't
Oh,
know.
Yeah, Diva.
I was about to say, like, like, Diva being so low on percentage for Diva Bomb makes no sense, but now she has it.
I hit rockets on her. She's
So what you do for this fight? What can you do? What should you do?
We should try to take positions either on the high ground. I could do a little bit of scouting and see if there's like check where their healers are positioned, if they're in the back or if they're like on stairs or something like that. So then we can set up a dive to get on them.
I
Or
have
just take
nano.
space away from the monkey on the high ground up here. I think I already said that, but
I have nano. You can nano Winston and just dive the Ana.
I like that plan. Nice, simple, effective. It doesn't cost too much.
And then
So-
I don't
once
think we
kill
know
the
where
Ana.
the Ana is though.
Yeah, I mean, you can obviously
Yeah, we do.
scout her
She's
out.
taking
but if-
damage. Icy
Yeah.
called it out.
So
Oh,
if you know
really?
who she is,
Oh yeah. She,
Nano,
yeah, he
take
has-
it
he
out,
has a-
make it happen. And after you do that, what do? You look for an opportunity to barrage the tanks, most likely, right?
Mhm.
Especially if they use the, but they have Diva Bomb, so you gotta be careful about that. So Winston has to be careful about after that happens, you're saving your shield for the Diva Bomb, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't know about that Diva Bomb and you didn't think about that, you might use your shield for some low value piece of anything when you actually dive the Ana with Nano, don't you?
Probably.
That's why it's important to talk about the ults and talk about how you're gonna be effective with that.
Well,
Nano's going icy. Nano's going icy. Where's the Ana? Dead. Ana dead. I'm watching her.
I like the fact that the Winston asked for the Nano. Was it Winston asked for Nano, or was that
No, that
Farrah?
was Farrah.
Fair.
Okay. You can also that's okay too. You really hate that Baby Diva. Nano
the Baby
barrage on Baby Diva. Let's go.
Monkey's one.
Dead.
I don't think the Farrah needed to be nanoed there.
Mhm.
I think you could have just nanoed the Winston and then barrage a little bit later, if necessary.
Sombra on me. Wait.
She's gonna come back. She's going EMP, probably from the top.
Nope.
Went for a hack.
I'm hacked. I'm EMP.
That was a pretty good EMP.
I mean, we were all on point.
And it hit like everyone, even top floor.
Point over here by me.
Monkey.
Yeah, focus on monkey.
There we go. Just cleaning it up. Not bad.
Ball one.
Good job.
Make sure when you go for the res, you communicate it early, and so our tanks have an opportunity to deal something about it. That Tracer could have one clipped you, and our Diva was right and easily could have matrixed you.
Why did you leave that one time?
yeah, I should have said.
All right. Any questions over that point so far, or in general?
No.
Nope.
Give me just a second, real quick. I need to get a drink. Okay.
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 Take this moment to take a bio break.
I'm gonna mute my mic and stretch. Okay. Ben, how was your nap?
I didn't fall asleep.
What?
Yeah, I have a hard time falling asleep during the day.
You were so tired though.
I know. I just had to like lay down, and I was like fine.
I laid down a little bit too.
I usually just sit in my chair, so kind of nice, I guess. I don't know.
Hmm. So what are we watching tonight?
I don't know.
All right, I'm back.
I'll be thinking about that then. The entire time.
Okay. Was he already like talking about my main tank plays before I came, or was he waiting?
Yeah, he was talking about it before you came.
I'm recording.
Okay,
You can
so
go
I can
back and
just-
watch it later.
Okay.
Yeah, it was over Junkertown. So like, one thing is that we didn't take advantage of flanks. Our Widow and our Hanzo weren't really contesting. They weren't really trying to take space on the coast ends on the left and the right.
Well, he said not the coast one. He said the opposite one.
Yeah, he said
They
le-
could
he
have
said
went down and
left.
we weren't watching.
He said left because
I
nobody
think
was
he meant-
checking left.
No, from the
Because you were
perspective of the
checking- you were
camera,
check-
left is what Wonder's talking about. If he would have
Yeah,
said
yeah,
right, if he would have said coast, he would have said right.
No, yeah, coast is right. So I'll just say that, but like the left side where like the hut is.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah. By
'cause
that
you guys
wall,
obviously-
we weren't
obviously
watching it.
see the Widow. Yeah, you guys weren't watching it, but you guys could obviously see the Widow on the other end. You guys can even take space away from them over there, and make sure that you have that corner like secured as soon as they die.
Yeah, if I went over there, I was afraid the widow was gonna kill everyone because she kept going coast.
Did we watch
like-
the?
Then you go coast and you kill everybody.
That's what I was doing. I was standing coast, watching and like killing people.
Did
you
we
were
watch the
watching Coast.
Ilios game yet?
Yeah, I was standing over there like the entire time. No, we only watched Junkertown.
Oh really? Oh.
Mhm.
We should either
Well-
watch Ilios or like Lijiang.
I think Elios. That one was pretty close, wasn't it?
Oh fuck! Shit, you're right. From the other day, huh? Yeah, Ilios was a better map to look at, actually.
I don't think we should do Eichenwald.
Bro, you just don't want to get screamed at.
It's scary.
Did he give us an opinion on our Torp comp yet?
We haven't
No.
done a map with it.
Oh.
Because if we did Lijiang Tower, like all of our Lijiangs are wins. Like overall.
Yeah.
I'm
We only have
looking
enough
at a-
time for one more, don't we?
Yeah.
Well, hold on. What's our map pool? Week 3 is Oasis. I think it's better that we look at Oasis and Junkertown because we're gonna be for week 3. Those are the maps where we're gonna be playing.
Yeah.
Do we have an Oasis?
Yeah, we do. I
This
think.
is what
Wait.
We're
This is-
watching. We're watching Oasis.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So what do we do
Heroes.
next?
We
Maybe
continue to
Anubis,
we
or-
continue to watch Oasis. What?
Yeah, we continue.
No,
to-
like after.
Oh, after it'll be over.
Well, we only have like half an hour left, and most of it was just Junkertown.
Yeah, but there's a lot to uncover. There's a lot to peel away.
Yeah, I mean, we just
Oh, yeah,
do
yeah.
what we did first point and second point, and then third point we do a better dive.
So yeah, I'm glad we looked at Junkertown then, because like that's on the map pool for week 3, and Oasis, yeah. It actually wasn't really my plan, but now that it's like this, I guess it works out.
No, we know you planned it. Don't try to.
I would rather watch the other Oasis because our defense was lacking on the other one, or not Oasis, Junkertown. Our defense
like
for
an
this
even earlier
Junkertown that
one.
we watched is the one where
What was the
We
Junkertown I was
foiled.
lagging on? Was that?
I think
Oh
it was-
shit, I'm dumb. I don't think I don't have it uploaded. I think maybe that's what's up. Yeah, I don't have it uploaded.
No
Ah
big deal.
shit, I'm dumb.
No big deal. Is it possible for
and
us
now-
to? What now?
And now we have to also ask, if you guys have any questions too, we should ask some questions about Horizon Lunar Colony, and what's the other one? Fuck. New Bonnie. Go ahead.
I'll just ask outside of the recording. It's about.
All right, what's up? Back.
No, we were just talking about our map pool for the tournament we're in.
Okay, cool. Well, so we continue with this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought there was gonna be another person on.
Because I know this map is in the map pool.
I had him. I was pocketing him, and I killed the diesel.
Prince, you got a lot of background noise.
Me? Oh, that's
Yeah.
yeah. Give me a second. I'll just do push and talk.
Yeah, I really like this because I can really like I can get their Ana killed by keeping their Pharah occupied, and if their Mercy, every time their Mercy is killed to kill the Ana, I kill the Pharah immediately and then pop to the Pharah.
Holy fuck, this is so quiet though.
Shush!
Yeah.
I tried my best. I don't know why it's so quiet.
Okay,
Which
let's
is
get
a-
high.
it's a good
Let's get
thing
high
that
ground.
the
Let's
Pharah-
get
Fire
high
the sound
ground.
guy.
Get high ground for me.
Fire the sound guy.
Not there yet. Oh.
They're coming top 2. They're coming high ground.
Where's Ana?
This
Ana,
angle,
Ana,
though.
right now.
Yeah.
I was alt tabbed. Okay, I think I fixed it in like
Mercy stayed with the Pharah.
as soon as it pointed at.
Watch
They're
the
gonna
res.
rest, they're gonna rest.
I'm on monkey, I'm on monkey, I'm on monkey.
Don't let him
Yeah, there you go.
She's one. She's one. Tracer one. Tracer one. Hey, Diva.
Just landed on that tracer. Eviscerated her.
Come on, Diva. Monkey's up.
Monkey. Oh, you got off.
I got 10 seconds.
Oh, he did die.
Don't waste it on. I can't see you.
I'll let you get him.
Someone's anti. I think it's Farah.
Yeah, they're waiting.
Oh shit, no, it's their mercy. Their mercy was anti, and I tried to
Watch
get
that
it.
Tracer coming up.
I can't res either.
I'm dropping on the Ana.
I'm dropping.
Hey, Ana's gonna
Ana's mid, kill Ana.
They're Diva bombing.
I can't kill the Pharah right now.
No heals. Pause, Vin.
Control.
We lost someone.
Yeah, my game also crashed.
Again.
I already contacted Blizzard about
Go
this
back a
whole
little bit.
situation, so.
Okay, Blizzard, huh?
No,
Yeah,
he,
so we
he
have
crashes at
anti-
least twice per scrim. It's
Yeah.
beats everything we've ever seen.
We get a big anti here. It's nice. It's pointless unless we follow up on it. And we are in absolutely zero position to follow up. So why do an anti if you're not ready to follow up on it?
I don't know. I
Alt
saw an
tab,
opportunity to do it, and I took it, and it wasn't the best.
Just communicate that you're going to do it, and then make sure we're ready to follow up on it if we do it. Okay. I want it to be proactive here. Why do we let them? Look at our positioning. Look at their positioning. Why do we let them onto the point like this?
I don't know.
Why don't we? I don't know. Dive them.
Diving with a dive comp.
No, you're all right though. We should definitely be controlling a bit more, like a lot more space here.
This was a good nade here. We engage on here. Like think about it. Their Farah can't do shit without space. We can engage pretty hard here.
The Mercy's stuck.
We can set up a pinch, but no, we're not setting up anything here. We're not setting up a dive. We're chilling on the high ground with Farah spamming and letting them dive on us.
Someone's anti. I think it's Farah. I think it's Farah.
Yeah, they're waiting.
Oh shit! No, it's their Mercy. Their Mercy was anti, and I tried
Watch
to
that
get
Tracer
it.
coming up.
I can't res either.
I'm dropping on the Rana.
I'm dropping.
And then we've got the Farah ignoring their Winston, while their Winston is engaging on us, while Diva is attacking our Farah. Everyone on different targets. They have all the space in the world.
Hey, Ana's gonna
Ana's mid, kill Ana.
They're diva bombing. They're diva bombing.
I can't kill the Pharah right now.
No heals. Pause, Vin.
So the DC had no impact on this fight whatsoever because she already died. We lost because we gave them space and we had split targets. Having the early pick didn't help either.
Control
I got
alt.
Ana and
We
Pharah.
lost our tracer ult though.
I mean, you can build it back though. Plus, it's like
I was.
Okay,
it's
Wait,
not
do
as
you even have
valuable as other ultimates is.
I can't.
Wow, what?
Yeah, I don't.
One hit.
Can we res that?
Yeah, I got hit by the Ana at this point. I need a big wall.
There are divas on the round of rockets.
Yeah.
Their Mercy's aggressively fighting the Pharah.
Oh yeah, fucking blowing the. Where's the Ana?
Where you at? There you go. I'm getting dove by both of them.
Poor Mercy.
D1.
I got 5 seconds till res.
Don't worry about it.
Hey, I'm on the Ana, left side.
I'm asleep. Get the Ana.
I got it.
Teabag
Why do you always nano the barrage?
Because usually that's what our game plan is.
Yeah.
I feel like nano tank is better a lot of the time.
Personally, I do
And this
too, but
barrage.
that's the plan, and I follow through on the plan.
Well,
Like
I
nano a
see-
tank, and while you do chaos, then barrage them. They can't deal with the barrage while they're a nano tank on their butt. Like nano barrage, I'm not saying never do it. Like especially if one of your tanks are dead, but I feel like I've seen that a lot more often than I've seen nano Winston. And nano Diva isn't bad either.
Okay, we're just missing our Ana.
Against this comp.
Did they use barrage that fight?
Yeah,
Yeah, they did.
They also use nano.
She probably like 30, 35 minutes.
What if we were playing this against goats? Then would you say nano, like nano Pharaoh is a bit better?
Why does it matter? You'll never face goats ever again.
I mean, you're right, but we have the tournament that we're in currently. It doesn't have roll lock, like it's just a plain Jane Overwatch. So like against that, would you say against goats? Would you say it's better to nano Farah?
Yeah,
And that's
possibly. Usually.
Sorry.
Yeah, if you have more of a reason to.
Either side.
How about the Ana?
Yeah, I'm looking for her. Okay, Ana's mid right now, mid left.
yeah, she's
I got
mid,
bait.
surrounded by
Where's this one?
I'm
not
fighting the
diving.
Pharah right now though. Mercy's
Come on,
fighting
Ana.
the Pharah.
Winston jumping alone.
Oh my god, Mercy's one, I got it.
There we go.
Ana won.
Farah helped him out.
I'll keep her on our honor still.
Oh, resing.
This is an interesting bomb.
Oh boy.
Call me when you need me.
I see wreck that diva.
I have been gone.
Farah's half.
Alright.
Oh, I want the tracer off.
I'll turn you up after this game.
Lucio, touch. He's one. I don't know.
Get out of here, Lucio. No one likes you anymore.
Yeah, F and
Put all the
Lucio's.
resources in killing me.
Yeah, they literally said he literally called out that Winston was on him. I immediately went to go help him.
May's good. May Farah. Yeah, May Farah. Definitely.
Speaking of which, a thing that I want to try out later on, by the way,
May
is I do want to run May with Bunker,
I just like the space.
mainly just because it gives us, like, walling off targets that are hooked can give us a little bit more time to kill off a target, and plus, like, if we react.
had about half-hour conversation about that before you arrived late,
Oh, really?
and
Okay.
the answer is yeah. May is good in bunker. You should
Okay.
use it. And it's not
Okay.
just to wall out the target; it's to primarily used to stop their hooks when they try to use it on us.
Yeah, I
That's-
was gonna suggest the same thing. So glad we're on the same page.
I think Ash is better.
Like, for example, here.
Because we're not running Ryan Zarya, and I think
I would much rather run like May here instead of like an Ash.
How do you stop
Alright.
the hooks with the May? Do you wall in front of him, like when they pull?
Usually, yeah. Usually,
You
can
see when
predict
there's
it
a
if they
green
pull.
when there's a green ball going towards you, there's typically a hook following afterwards shortly thereafter. So it's a tip to get your wall ready.
Okay. See his wall in front of it. Got it.
oh yeah.
Fast learner.
I got Mercy. I got her.
I got no shield. They're gonna pull.
I'm soft and
I
good.
booked, I booked, I booked.
I'm getting hella aggressive. They're anti. They're anti.
Far low, far low.
That was nice.
Like how Sly said he was getting aggressive as he crouched on that little stairway.
Icy said he was gonna play passive, and I was like, I saw an angle I could take, and I said I was gonna get aggressive with a nade.
Trying to do that now.
Crouched on a little stairway.
Which side are they coming from?
Left right now.
I'm gonna pull.
And they have
Oh,
a
they have a
diva.
diva now? Couldn't get him. Oh my god.
Dude, they're taking so much damage. Holy shit.
Watch that one more
I
time.
put the rest into the pit. No rest.
Couldn't get him.
So you look at here and you see that the angle you're currently holding here, Arissa,
Yeah.
they have 6 people shooting it. And we have how many people shooting them?
Oh,
Yeah, I didn't know
fair.
who was with me.
Just you. Not even fair, really. Just pretty much Arissa. So this is not an angle you want when they're already here. Okay?
Yeah.
You want to play give them a little more space here. Because and make sure that we have everybody on the angles able to hit them in their line of sight as necessary. We want to make sure that we have shield advantage by making sure that they attack an old shield and that we attack a fresh shield. Make sense?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Dude, they're taking so much damage. Holy shit. I put the rest into the pit. No rest.
No, you didn't.
Orisa slept. Orisa
He
slept.
should have
Don't
gone
worry
in the
about
pit.
it. I'm gonna nano Farah.
Get in the pit where you belong.
Oh my god.
Exactly. The rest is hacking.
Sometimes
Oh.
I just feel like nanoing Farah and not having to use barrage is the better play. Like right there, we didn't have to barrage a sleeping Orisa.
I agree. I also think that Nano Whole Hog is pretty good too.
Okay, now die, now die, now die.
Yeah, wreck their shield.
I like everything. Nano Whole Hog is like when you want everything in the general vicinity to just die. All of it. Just die.
Shit. Oh yeah, I get nano every fight.
Oh my god.
What the heck?
I
So
think that
target.
May would be a lot more effective here than the Ash in general. I just don't think this has enough space for Ash to be effective.
I'll try and get their wrist into the pit again.
I like Ash. Don't get me wrong. I think in some points she's pretty good. I think you can run the Ash May. But if you're gonna go the Pharah here, you drop one of the DPS for the May. I think it's 100%. This is a May point. Let me just clarify that. This point is fantastic for May. And if you want to deal with their Pharah, then yeah, sure. Okay, go like you can go Ash as well. You can go Pharah, either one. But I do want a May with this comp.
Yeah, and I can play May too,
Pull people.
so it won't be much of a problem to get that fixed.
I'm getting aggressive with this nade.
I have
Yep,
no shield right now. I have no shield.
I'm coming to you,
I'm on
Marky.
fire, I'm on fire.
Where's the Bob?
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
I fucked it up.
Hey, Mercy's on the left. Okay.
Bob throws sometimes. It's
I have no
okay.
shield.
Freaking
Yeah,
Bob.
I fucked up the positioning of the Bob.
10 out of 10 mechanical skills, 1 out of 10 awareness.
Yeah.
Ursa in the well.
I've messed up Bob's too.
I don't
You just gotta nudge him into position.
We've already got.
Far behind.
I have Nana. I have Nana.
Let's see if we talk about their ults. Or ults. Or
Were
anything.
you antied, Marky? Like,
Speaking of which,
okay. Now,
we are at a total advantage with the fact that they're playing Diva over Hog, yay or nay?
We're still running Ana though, so they're gonna eat our anti-nades and our pulls.
You have a bit of an advantage on this. They're going to eat your pulls, and anti-nades are probably second priority to that as well. But you can still get your hooks without pulls. You have similar shield damage. So Hog just has to be able to get picks without relying on the sucks then. Make sense?
Yeah.
now I don't feel bad for not healing you.
They broke the shield and I got anti.
Okay, we're gonna break their shield. I'm gonna get another anti, and then I'm gonna nano icy.
Also, I want my Diva, sorry, my Pharah to be pounding the way at their Diva to get her out of mech, so then they're kind of screwed. Because one thing about Diva is she doesn't have nearly the sustain. And this is exactly what we do here. I love this angle we have here. We get them up here. They are foolish enough to let Suck go by, but oh my goodness, easy hook. But do we have the follow-up for it? I don't think we do because of the Hanzo ult. Let's see what happens.
Hold on. I had to use nade on myself.
Hey, he got lucky. He got a squishy. Always Nano Pharah. This one worked out well, though.
Dude, holy shit, I killed the Vara in the air looking straight up.
Okay, whole hog builds quickly, so I mean that.
Good job, IC.
Oh, I got Hanzo.
I feel like I want to turn it myself.
Go lower, yeah, go lower. There's no way.
So for this one, we used ultimates to get back the point, but other than Bob, we don't really have anything for their ultimates coming up that they're building up.
Yeah, so what should you do?
Good question.
Well, first of all, you want to try to get some suck pulls early on as they're coming up the choke. And if that fails, then you fall back. So as they're coming back through the choke, I want you further up and see if you can get a sneaky kill. You may give it a sneaky pick, you might not. And if you can't, so be it. Back off, go to backup point. This is a little bit better. And try to build up your Bob. Try to be aggressive with it. But try to be sneaky with your pulls. Try to be sneaky with your splash damage on your Pharah. Try to weaken their tanks in general, or maybe someone's out of line of sight. But the big thing is, this is the reason why I like the Mei here, so that you can make it much more difficult for them to access the point, and you can just buy all the time you want.
Where are they coming from?
Left side.
Hard left right now.
Yeah, Rissa.
Get her.
Nicely done. That's a dead.
Anna's one.
And that's exactly what you want to do. You win through the suck pulls. The fact that they have to contest to you, build up your ult charge, stall the baby Diva, basically be the Boba Fett.
Not kill her. 79%, 80.
What's that guy's name?
I'm just gonna go point.
Ah, never mind.
Oh, fuck.
I hope him.
I'm running.
I was trying to make a Star Wars reference.
Heal me. Oh, no.
I told her.
All right, let's go back here. What happened here?
Our Hog was getting
Maybe-
CC'd so hard here.
I see. We're talking about your Pharah play a bit.
Yeah, you actually had one Nano Barrage that was pretty good.
Not kill her.
Okay.
It was huge. So here's the thing,
I'm gonna go point.
Orisa.
Yeah.
Right now, why are you playing like a pussy?
I don't know.
By the way, it's in the VOD channel. That's where the link is.
You see my point here, right?
Yeah.
Your Pharah wants splash damage. Your Hog wants some hooks, and you want to chill in the point and procrastinate. Make sure you're there. Use your shield to give them if they get in trouble. That they get somewhere to hide behind. Put some damage on there. Get some suck hooks, and then fall back to the point later. You have it's just like being a Lucio. You help them get out if they get in trouble. Same thing with being a Orisa. Like if you're a Reinhardt, would you be here?
No.
So why are you there in Orisa?
I mean, it's a good spot.
If you've given up all the space in the world already.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying hold to the choke, but try to get an opportunity and then back up before they get within like 10 meters of you, 12 meters of you around there.
Oh, fuck. Help him. I'm running. Oh my god.
And this is the reason why Hog dies.
Oh, no.
In the hole! Oh, not a hole in one.
I'm a little scared right now. There's a fucking Mercy. Let me on though.
That was a big res.
Actually,
That was a terrible dragon.
He tried his best.
Oh, their Pharah is pwning our Pharah right now.
Let me.
You can pocket it though, that's where we come right.
nice. I'm so
Good focus here. Stabilization.
Oh,
The
no.
Pharah is uncontested and free and popping off.
No,
What's
she
left?
got slept.
So the big thing here is once the Pharah went down, we didn't have anything to deal with her at all, and she got a lot of value. She's very aggressive. The Pharah, give the credit, Pharah did well in that. And then we died with a bunch of ults, which is a little bit unfortunate, but that's just how it happens sometimes because there wasn't anything to use them all at the moment. You lost the Hog early, and they got a lot more value than they should have. You didn't support him when he was trying to get for those picks. That's pretty much what happened there. You had a sleep on the Pharah. You decided to engage in the Pharah, but we didn't really have enough damage to burst through the Nano. It was only Pharah trying to kill her. And maybe Anna. And our tanks weren't dealing with it at all. So we had split DPS in that moment. And that's going to be enough to lose the fight.
on the map. On the map.
All right. Any questions over anything?
Nope.
I think that definitely if you had the May, it'd make things a lot easier instead of the deal. We talked about that a couple times. I think that if you had a little bit better focus, a little bit better job of punishing them as they're coming in with better positioning, I think that'd been better. But, it wasn't bad. Could have won. Should have won. A couple different things. I just don't feel like we had a lot of value on Ashe.
Good job.
All right. What's next?
We go again.
Do we have another VOD we wanted to?
Yeah, an Ilios that sent to me.
Yeah, go with the Ilios one.
Any particular point? We only have time for one point.
Probably Well, or Ruins.
Ruins.
Yeah, I'd say Ruins.
Yeah.
Oh man, I kind of already remember what happened on that map though. Oh, I can.
Ruins.
Can I get a link to where?
It's in VODs.
It's in VOD channel. I'm sorry. I meant to say that.
No, you did.
I haven't
No,
been
you said
talking.
it.
Forget I'm pushed to talk. I'm sorry.
No, you said it.
We're goats. Somber goats.
Yeah,
They're
they get
cheating.
rolled.
Yeah. They're playing triple.
Wait, which team's which now?
We're blue.
We're blue.
Yeah, okay. So we're Somber goats, and they're playing triple crap.
Put on top of main.
All right. So the first things first is that compositionally, we've got nothing for Widow or Pharah with this composition. So it's gonna be a little bit difficult running into this with that composition. Sorry, it's been a while since I've been playing Somber Goats. So control the point. You need to make sure that you hack a target, you engage a target. Really that simple. You don't want to stay far away from them. You want to engage on top of them as quickly as you can and make a decision.
Okay.
Fair's low.
The longer you stay, the more they can do this.
Widow's top left. Fair's low. Widow's top left.
Ball's hacked. Ball's hacked.
See what I'm
Right
talking about? Hesitation, they already get the advantage. They clean you up. Now they have ults.
Yeah, we should.
So Mark each needs to hack something and you engage on something. And then again, this composition isn't great for what they have.
Would you say just switching the Reinhardt over the monkey? Over to monkey would be.
He dropped the Zarya for a diva.
Yeah, you're right. That too.
You can go floats too.
Like
You can go
plane changing?
Sombra, Diva, Winston,
Yeah.
and triple support. That's absolutely fine.
Yeah. But I think here we ended up going triple DPS of our own.
You can do that. But yeah, both can work. Just now you're basically doing a mirror. I'm not sure why you'd go Sombra Goats with Azaria in first point anyway. On this point particular.
Ball's top right. Ball's top right now.
He's gone. He's gone.
It's always been a Widowmaker map. So now you got this thing where you've got Tracer versus Widowmaker. They have the advantage still. What does Tracer do that, Widowmaker with space is going to be able to not do?
Oh, we have a far better counter to Widow.
So, but they have a far of their own. So what
Yeah.
I would try to do the most is just try to keep the attention, off of their, try to keep their Ana occupied.
Mm-hmm.
And if I can, the more heals I can pull away, hopefully, the more value we're able to get from that pick. But for the most part, I'm not too confident on my Widow. I usually play hit scan, and I can play hit scan heroes, but I can't. My Widow is just trash.
That's why I'm here.
Well, if you're not going to go Widow, then you're going to have to go. And Widow's the answer here. It really is. But if you're not going to go Widow here, then you're probably going to have to go. Why don't you go triple tank dive?
Oh yeah, you're right. And what would you say,
And just shit on their Ana and Widow.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Should we say should we basically make it what's it called? I think they call it dotes, where
Yeah, you can call
they
it that.
still have to break.
Call it triple tank dive. You can call it Dodes, whatever you want to call it. But I think that would have shit on this really well. You can even go Lucio plus Moira with it, and then also a Sombra, or you can go triple support, your call. But I think probably Sombra will probably be best with it, because then you can deal with the ball and get the EMPs as necessary.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Something extra to help fuck with the fire too.
Yep.
Ball's asleep. I'm on Terra. Right, Widow one. Ball one.
We have EMP.
I said this is a pretty difficult comp to EMP. But if you wanted to transition a mostly EMP, I think you'd keep the Pharaoh. I keep the Sombra and try to use it what you can with it.
Somber on me.
Probably use it on the pharmacy.
Somber one.
Literally just throw your locator up there and get the pharmacy with it like that. Nice job. That's a good EMP. That's exactly what I want from it.
The Mercy valked through.
You gotta get that Mercy, but she thinks you get Valked, yeah.
She
Oh, Mercy Ridge.
she has a
Preemptively.
really good valk.
I know what's going on here.
I messed up.
Ball.
Fires have. They got
Yes, it was.
Damn, Wonder
keyboard.
Twig.
She
It's like
pressed-
15 years to
She
type
pressed
something.
Q with the best of them. I'm telling you.
Literally, I had like one hand on my phone and then the other one, and I was just.
Wonder's just
Well, he
typing
probably,
with
like-
one
he
single
probably
pinky
plays-
finger.
Probably used to playing, Zen against like Sombra or something like that, just having an insane reaction time.
Widow, stop main.
She probably saw the translocator going up in the air, and she's like,
Oh,
"Fuck
that
this!
too,
I know
that
what that is." What's that? What's in the sky? Is that bird? It's a plane. No, that's Sombra's. Oh shit! Q.
Sombra top right.
She did it so many times this game.
I didn't get hit. I didn't get hit.
I'm hacking that.
See, just like that, Som. Just like Sly here. But you didn't give Sly a compliment.
Oh, she never complimented.
Sly didn't get hit. He didn't get hit with the to begin with, okay?
Because he went out of the way like he should
Because
have.
he wasn't expecting it in the first place, right?
I was saying that he was
He dodged
sly
that
about
shit
it.
like the
you
Matrix.
get,
He
you
was
get
sly
compliments. Didn't I
about it.
compliment your sleep on the Pharaoh last round?
No.
I don't want.
No, you didn't.
I thought about it, okay?
You know what they say about good intentions.
Wow, ball in the back.
I tried. Kinda.
Hack. Get out.
So now they swapped off of Widow.
Okay, you guys ready?
Mhm. Just they want to get back to the fight quickly, I guess.
Oh, that means we missed my favorite part.
Sombre's on me. Fucking shooting me.
All right, so we got 3 of them on this, but we lose our Pharah. And our
Um,
team is really slow at engaging here. So what I want us to do when we have EMPs like this, I don't want us to EMP and engage. I want us to engage then EMP. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I keep
Yeah.
on seeing us EMPing and engaging. And fuck that, man. Like, I want us in there or when the EMP goes off. I don't want us to chase people while they're running away.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I got moved away.
On a one.
I want them to be like, okay, cool, they're coming in. All right, we got this. Let's go. And all of a sudden, they're just like, they're completely naked and like, oh shit, we're screwed. Got EMP'd. What are we gonna do? Can't do anything. Can't run away now. They're our own face. But yeah, compositionally, it wasn't the best based on, I guess, lack of flexibility. Engagements could have been better. EMPs could have been followed up on as you use them. What else?
I remember having a tough time on this map. I don't normally play Pharah on this map because of how.
Yeah, it's not a good Pharah map.
Yeah. Widowmaker's really good, and it was doubly hard for me because I was playing Pharah on a map that I don't love playing her on against a team comp. I mean, they had a hit scan and we did it, and so it made it. I have
Who do you
to,
punish? Do you hit a rolling ball? Do you hit the Pharah in the sky? Do you, like, Anna's like it.
I can't. I like normally I would want to like if it was a better map I could fight the Pharah or dive the Widow, but Widow's like 18 light years away, and if I go after the Pharah, the Widow 18 light years away will shoot me down.
So then, here's the question then. I think we will have Ilios. Hold on, let me check real quick. On future weeks? Yeah, we will. We'll have it again on week 4, so next week. So the question here is, should we just put in Wonder here, and then just to play Widow on this one map and not
Throw
have
the
that?
others?
Yeah,
I
over the other map.
No, but Wonder plays a pretty good. Wonder's second best hero is Ashe, and our bunker comp with Ashe seems to run into some pretty good success, and Well is really good for that
You
comp.
could have gone bunker against this too.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, I was about to say.
Could have absolutely gone bunker against this. I think bunker would have been very effective with an Ashe. In fact, bunker with an Ashe, they're fucked.
I definitely
And
should
we
have
probably
played
should have
Hunger.
played that. Holy shit, dude.
But you got a couple different options there, but you have to go with what's best for you in that situation based on who's comfortable.
Yeah. Does anybody else have any other questions?
Nope. I asked all of mine at the beginning.
You got any AC? Because I know you didn't come in until later.
I don't know which VODs you reviewed specifically, so not really, not in general.
So we looked at Junkertown Double Sniper, and we talked about guarding flank angles.
Yep.
Guarding them
One
and
by the
taking
wall.
them.
Both.
No, both. Both. You don't want... Because if you have one, then they're obviously going to take the other one, and the other one's not guarded. You want to
You
take
can have both. You have two snipers, dude.
Yeah. So we're talking about angles. We talked about the Holtz. We went over to Oasis, and you saw... I think you saw most... well, the last half of Oasis. No, you didn't. Never mind. I know Vin did.
Yeah.
We talked about... we talked a little bit about Farah Diva... Nano Farah into 222. We're saying that it's... like, it's not a bad idea to do it via goats, but, like, against the competition they had, it'd be better to do Nano Tank.
I don't remember what team comp they had.
It was
And,
like Oasis was 222.
They had dive.
Mhm.
Dive
Yeah.
on City Center and then
Nano
Bug.
Monkey is good against dive and DPS in general.
Vin, do you have anything?
Yeah, just like the third. Did you guys watch the entire Junkertown game?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is is that the one where we went dive the last point?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Do you think Arissa Diva would have been better for that last point? Because I was just getting melted as Winston the entire time.
So the thing about the Winston is you weren't taking the right approaches on Winston to be able to get there safely to a large extent. You even needs to do a better job of matrixing you. You had one dive that was actually pretty good. But the biggest problem was whenever you took space, you never kept it. You never, not once, not one fight did you ever control fidget spinner. And that's on you, Mr. Main Tank. Like you never
I was
stayed
getting
on it.
Melted though that entire time.
You get melted because you ran into their face when there's a lot of damage coming in from very long distance jumps before you're able to create the space, before you're able to get your diva to matrix you. And then when you did have the space, you gave it up for no reason whatsoever. Like, I'm watching you, and you've got literally a 5-on-2 with Hanzo on the high ground on fidget spinner, getting value while you're pushing the cart or pressuring their spawn instead of taking the high ground, and then you don't have to worry about getting blown up trying to take it later, right?
Yeah.
So both, and it's on Diva too, but you've got to create space for your snipers or for whatever your DPS is in that situation. I think you played
Sombra.
Sombra Genji.
Summer Genji, which is fine. Create space, take space away from their snipers, and then engage upon them.
Okay, but if it's just not working out, is Arissa Diva also fine on that point?
I feel like this is more of a. I don't feel confident on Winston. Please give me the green light for Arissa Diva because I don't know how to take space as Winston.
I'm just wondering.
Dive is better.
Okay.
No green light for the bunker on that. Okay, dive is better. You need to be able to create space on Winston against bunker on that point in particular and in general. Bunker is good for when you have space. It's not great for taking space. Understood?
Yeah.
You could, if you had ults available, snowball maybe one fight and see if you can snowball from there. And we talked about that as well. And I showed you an example of that. But in general, going a fresh bunker against that, you're going to have trouble. You're going to have some tough time with that. It's not impossible. I just think that dive is gonna be a lot better to snowball with. Make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Well,
Okay.
I need to get going, but hopefully that helped answer a lot of your questions.
Bye bye, Shifty.
All right.
Yeah, thanks for coming by. See ya.
Thank you, thank you.
My pleasure. Good luck, everyone. Keep up the good work. And let me know how it goes, okay?
All right, we'll do.
Bye,
See ya.
17.
All right. See you.